Here's a great question where a lot of people are going to look at this and just go kind of like blank because it's just so much information, it's very confusing, and they just don't even know where to start. Now, you might know how to start, and actually you could make some equations to represent the situation in this story. But I have a feeling if that was easy for you, you're not watching this video because you got this question right, no problem. And so we need an alternate way for the people who look at this and just kind of go blank, like I said. And the best thing about a lot of these story questions where they give us a lot of information is that the answers themselves are usually pretty straightforward, right? These are just a simple number that has a simple attribute, right? They're the how many of the tenths were two-person tenths. So it's the number of two-person tenths. So I can use that simplicity to my advantage, and I can kind of guess and check my way to the answer. I can make an assumption about what the right answer is going to be and then kind of work backwards and take this story one step at a time instead of using equations which require you to take all the steps at once and smush them together into an equation. And if you make one mistake, you're not going to catch it. Whereas if we go one piece at a time, we're a little less likely to make a mistake. So what would I do here? I would start with probably B. Well, normally I start with B when I guess and check because it's just a good place to start. It has an answer choice above it and answer choices below so that I know if B is wrong, I can move in a different direction. In this case, I probably, if I were on my own, would actually start with C because that's more of like the middle, right? If I'm a little bit off, I can go to the smaller choice just above it or to 18, or I can go to the slightly bigger choice of 20, or if I'm really far off, I can jump all the way to A. For the sake of showing you why guess and check is so useful here, I am going to start with B and actually do it that way. So 20 would be my answer for two-person tenths. Okay? So what does that mean? Well, just take it one piece at a time. If I have 22 person tenths, and we're talking about the number of people, well, okay, that's 40 people, right? 40 people. What else can I do? Now we go to the question, we see what other information do we have? We know that there are 202 people, so we could work with that. But there's a smaller number here that I prefer to work with instead. There are 60 tenths total. And so if I have 22 person tenths, then I must have 44 person tenths to get a total of 60. So notice I'm just using one fact from the question to continue my process here. I'm ignoring the 202 because now I don't want to bring too much into it. So I've got 44 person tenths, and that would mean 160 people, because 44 person tenths is going to be 160 people, 40 times 4. And now I can check that last fact. Well, there's supposed to be 202 people. Are there? No. There are exactly 200 people. We're short. We need more. So we know choice B is wrong. And so it's like, well, we did all that work for nothing. No. Wrong answers when we're guessing and checking are just as helpful as right answers, right? They tell us something important. First of all, we used this wrong answer to still figure out the process, and that was a success. And now we know, well, we're wrong, but how wrong? We have too few people. We need more people. What's going to get us more people? More of the big tenths, right? So it's not just that I need a bigger number here, because the numbers that were given in the choices are of the smaller tenth. I need more big tenths. So now I'm going to do this exact same question, or in this exact same process, but now I'm going to try choice C as the number of two-person tenths. And notice how it's going to be the same process, right? I'm not really thinking that hard this time because I've already figured out what to do. I'm just doing it again. So 19 two-person tenths times 2 is 38 people. Then I need to get to 60 total tenths. So how would I do that? Well, that would be 41 four-person tenths. So 41 times 4 is 164 people. And I know that I still need to get 202 people, so 164 plus 38 is in fact 202. So there's my proof that choice C works. So notice how much faster choice C was. That's why don't buy into this idea that guess and check is slow. We still need to do the same process. Once we've got it, we've got it. We can just try it 4 times if we really need to. That might slow us down, but usually we can just get it in 2 answer choices. And we would still need to do the same process if we were making equations, except we'd have to do it all at once. And I think that that's the key. If you don't know how to do the equations, you're gonna need an extra way of solving this question. In case you're curious, the equations would be, if x was the number of 2-person tenths and y was the number of 4-person tenths, it would be x plus y equals 60, and 2x plus 4y is equal to 202. And notice it kind of matches with what we're doing with the numbers, right? So we're adding 2 numbers together to get 60. We're multiplying by 2 and 4, and then we're adding those 2 numbers to get 202. It's parallel. But for some people, taking it one step at a time with guess and check is much easier than taking it all at once and using algebra. Pick your path. If you're good at the algebra, do the algebra. If you're not, you have no excuse. You've got another way. You can still get these points. This is an important question for you to improve that score because it's, with some effort, it's totally gettable. Use the strategies when you're stuck. Most of the time, they will help you get unstuck.